Well, I got myself in a bit of a predicament here. I came out to this new area to do a little bit of scouting, and it's been snowing all day and there's quite a bit of wind, and I've managed to get myself turned around. I was only supposed to be out here for a couple of hours, but it's late afternoon, it's getting dark. I could have swore I came right through this clearing when I crossed that creek. Huh. I just do not recognize where I'm at. I don't know. It's getting really late. I'm gonna see if I can double back, pick up my tracks, and see if I can get myself out of here that way. I just don't recognize this area. I think I'm going the wrong way. Oh, that's weird. These trees are all dead. This is a wildfire area. I did not come through this. I would have remembered this. Yeah, I definitely didn't come through here. I'm gonna have to backtrack again. This is not the right way. See you guys in a bit. I don't remember this brush being this thick. Well, unfortunately, it's no dice with doubling back to find the trail. It's proper dark now. I've been stumbling around out here for a couple of hours. I've gotten wet, and it's not windy, and the snow's let up, but it's gotten a lot colder. So I think I'm gonna have to hunker down until morning. Well, we may have to stay out here overnight, but luckily last week I ordered something and I stuck it in my pack. This is the Pathfinder Bivvy, Emergency Bivvy. It's supposed to be waterproof, windproof, and reflect heat. It's pretty light at about 8 ounces, and it's actually a pretty small package. But does it work? We're gonna find out. All right, I think I found a pretty decent spot to tuck into. Got a nice tree there for some top cover. A little bit of a log for a windbreak. I think we can get right down in there. First thing we're going to want to do is knock the snow down a little bit. It's falling on us. Alright, so I'm not trying to test how well I can build a shelter. I'm basically just wanting to test this on its own merits. So we're just going to slide into this thing and see how our situation goes from there, if it improves or not. The idea is that this is going to reflect some of your body heat, somewhat like a Mylar emergency blanket. This is basically a Tyvek style material. It looks pretty narrow. Put snow all over my boots, which is going to go in the bag. I can barely get my boots in here. This thing is really narrow. I'm 5'6", 165 pounds, and I wear a size 9 boot. I think if you're much bigger than me, you're not going to be able to use this. Be a perfect time for a bear to roll up looking for a snack. Okay. really tight. I'm gonna break a sweat just trying to use this stupid thing. Alright, I guess we're in. Get you guys a look. Alright, so it was a bit of a struggle to get in this. It's really tight. Immediately what I can say is that it's not doing much. My hip and leg that's touching the ground is absolutely freezing, and I could build an impromptu shelter for sure, but we're testing this. Everywhere it's touching my legs, it's very cold. It feels more like a heat sink than it doesn't feel like it's reflecting heat. So we'll hang out for a while and see how things go. Alright, so what I can say after being in this thing for just a little while is that it does not feel like it's reflecting heat at me at all. It feels like a cold sink. And I think the reason why is because it's so tight that it's compressing what little insulation and loft that my clothing actually has, and making my clothing actually ineffective. And this thin little membrane, it's not going to keep you warm. Now, it might be windproof and waterproof, but I don't know. I'm not sold on it. And it's not super cold out. It's maybe 25 or so. Could definitely improve the situation by putting some grass down. Just a little bit of insulation underneath me. But that's in this area. What if you're in an area that doesn't have any type of insulation? It's not going to do you good if I test this by making a structure in this area. So that's why I kind of just want to test it on its own merits. Alright, so I've been out here for a while, long enough to know what I think of this. It's very cold and clammy. Now, it might protect you from wind and rain, might, if you can fit in it, but it's just too constricting. And everywhere the bag is touching my arm and my forearm, my shoulder, my back, and my legs, where it's really tightly wrapped around, is just cold. I'm getting colder and colder the longer I sit in this. I'm not sold on it. I think there's better options out there. Now, if you incorporated this in with the shelter, it might work. But that's the important thing. I think you have to get your stuff out and test it to know if it's going to work for you. For myself personally, I think the design needs to be looked at again. Maybe if they made it a little bit bigger, a little bit more roomy. I mean, the idea is keep it small to conserve your heat. But if there's no insulation and it's not reflecting your body heat, all it's doing is compressing your insulation and allowing it the cold to get sucked out of you where it's touching you. So that's my thoughts on this. And they're just my opinions, so definitely go out there and try your gear out. But I think for the price, it's kind of spendy. I think there's better options out there. Alright, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Let's see how much fun it is to get out of this thing. That's it. I think it really just compresses the insulation in your clothing too much. Alright, I gotta try and get out of here. At least we had a little cover under this tree. Huh. Wow. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I've got no way to test this, but my legs actually feel warmer outside of that thing. Yeah, I'm not sold on it. That's just my opinion. I feel warmer, not in this thing. Gonna be better off with a good old poncho. Alright, let's get out of here.